Okay. Welcome back to Claymore Anime Review Part 5. And can't wait to talk about these episodes. The episodes are good up until the final episode of this bunch. Now, from what I can tell for the series, that at this point, basically this particular arc is mostly made up of, what I can tell, three multi-parters, and apparently also the last couple episodes are kind of part of this arc, but I'll get to that. Now, mostly put, these episodes have to fully for chapters 50 through 59. And then, with the final episode, with 24, it's like, okay, we partially adapt this thing, and then, okay, let's just deviate from that and have face. Yeah, we have Claire face up against the woman she's been hunting for the whole entire damn series. I'm like, isn't it too soon for her to fight Priscilla, fight this woman? Okay, now, mostly put, this particular arc does stay pretty faithful to the source material up until they get to the two-parter crucial point. Yes, I would say of these 7 episodes, 18 through, I'd say 22, really stays really close to the source material. And then, with 23, it's like, okay, most of the same except they cut out some stuff here. But mostly it was presented the same. Now, it did make some more changes here. Now, we finally see what Rocky's up to. He basically, now, mostly put for his encounter with this character, it's mostly faithful. I mean, most all the stuff related to him in this portion of the arc, it's pretty faithful, except it made basically a visual change. Mostly changed location. Yeah, the Claymores have gone to the north to take on the Silver King. Okay. And, the Silver King is this guy who's actually not the actual person in charge of this area. It's actually some other guy named Isley. Yeah, that's where he first shows up. Priscilla, this is actually her first appearance in the series since the Claire's past arc. Yeah, she's referenced frequently and have occasional flashbacks. But this is her first present day appearance. And Rocky's first meeting with her and with all of his interactions with her, for the most part, for these episodes, is pretty faithful. They do make one small change. Now, Rocky, episode score wants to stronger, and he has Isley teaching him how to be a good swordsman. Now, mostly put, this scene takes place in a house. Why in the world the anime decided to move it to outside in the frickin' cold? I mean, who would want to sleep outside when it's frickin' snowing? Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird of an artistic change. I mean, mostly put, it's mostly the same dialogue presented in the manga. The interaction is pretty much exactly the same, except all they did was change location. In the case of what happened with what in this particular town called Presidia, I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, because there's an actual chapter of the thing called this. The town is called, if I can find it here. Let's see. Pythia. Yeah, Pythia. Yeah. So basically, Claire arrives with Jean at this town. Meets a bunch of Claymores, runs into Helen and Denny. First time since the Abyssal, since I believe it was the 3rd arc of the series that they ran into each other. Yeah, it was way back in the Awakened Beast Hunt arc. Yeah, first time since then she's run into these 2 characters. And these 3 characters, along with their leader, the higher rank one. And they assume this number 8 is actually leader, but no. Number 6 is the actual leader. Yeah. And, they bring it to groups, and then, they're not there very long, and all of a sudden 3 Awakened Beings show up. And after a pretty grueling long battle, they would eliminate the three of them after with ease. They do it at the end of part 3. Now, the episodes themselves, basically, they start from 50, 18 and 20, 50, 56, 7 chapters in just 3 episodes. Not bad, it's the usual amount they usually do for the series. And then, with the invasion of Pythia, which is basically changed from Siege, fine. This one adapts just 2 chapters, 1 chapter per episode. I'm like, really? You do all these whole bunch of chapters throughout most of the series, and then you get to this particular 2-parter, and it just just one chapter for one episode? Yeah. That's when the Silver King himself shows up. First in his human form. And then he, after basically eliminating a couple of his forces, he transforms. And Claire basically into fighting him a lot of the time. Though he ends up killing several people. Yeah, throughout this particular two-parter, we have almost a lot of the characters introduced in just the previous 3 episodes. Like half of them get killed off really easily. A lot of them are killed by the Silver King himself. And Claire's like, more power. Like she needs some basically partial weakness her legs. And after fighting for a pretty good period of time, now here's something they do. This is where they make a slight change. Mostly put the reaction is exactly the same, except they cut out this particular thing. Claire shoots blades out of her back. Yeah, her partial awakened form is that she can, well, basically sprout blades from her back, which for some reason they cut this out of the anime. I have no idea why. And then she ends up pretty much slicing and dicing the Silver King really easily. And yes, the way that she kills him in the anime, the way all the slices look, it looks exactly. I'm not sure why they changed it for where she uses her sword in the anime compared to the manga, where she uses blades from her back. And then she gets almost fully awakened, and she has Helen try to have her get killed by beheading her. Now, they do call it the dialogue. Basically, she can't control the blades. Well, the blade's not there, so basically no need for dialogue. Now, at this point, this happens in Crucial Point Part 2. We're about to start fighting, and this is where we start deviating from the manga. For some reason, we decided to deviate right here. After adapting about 5 pages into Chapter 60. Priscilla is just there at the town. Rocky, of course, arrives and sees. Now, basically him seeing Claire in awake form. That's not from the manga. That's complete anime original. Yeah, and of course, he sees Claire, but yeah, also when he sees Priscilla eating, of course, he kind of figures that Priscilla is the weak one. He does not know that Priscilla is the one who killed Teresa. Yeah, I don't think he's ever told that. But apparently Isley is the one behind this attack, apparently. And Priscilla apparently regains her memories, and then she becomes awakened. It's okay, they had about to fight, and all of a sudden, Quill's like, Priscilla's here. Gotta go kill her right now. And where he chases her? To a freaking volcano of all things. Yes, a volcano. And Galatea is there. Yep, Galatea is there. And she's ordered to do absolutely nothing. Don't interfere. If you interfere, we're confiscating betrayal. Really? You want to basically not have her help Claire defeat an awakened being like Priscilla? Wow, it's like the writing for this for 24 is just so bad. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of it. This is just so bad. It got so good up until this last episode. Wow. But aside from the last episode, most of the episodes are actually pretty good. I like what they do here. Now, I have not been mentioning this when I'm reviewing the series, but the thing is, this particular series has got swearing in it. Yes. The only character who surprisingly doesn't swear is Galatea. I mean, Claire occasionally swears, but Galatea doesn't. Which, when it comes to Colin Clinkenbeard, a lot of the time when I've heard voice characters, she doesn't usually swear. Not that I can think of. Jane Marcelli, yeah, I'm not really surprised she basically will have her character swear. Of course, she voices Helen. Yeah. But that's all I can say about these episodes. It's good, and this is just my opinion of watching the series. And of course, reading along with the manga, it's it gets so good up until episode 24. It's okay. We're so faithful making minor changes here and there, and then filler. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen for a series that made by this is the first time that a series made of Madhouse made me feel so disappointed with how they ended their damn anime. Yeah, because here's the thing: these following series I have watched, and these had great endings for the series. I didn't mind the change for in the case of one series, The final episode was basically just original, but it's mostly the same, except made a little bit longer. Like there's Death Note, the 2011 Hunter x Hunter series. They adapted basically the few episodes of the House of OVA, and of course they One Punch Man. They did a pretty good job when it comes to adapting stuff. This is mostly good up until they get to. There's also Overlord as well, and excuse me, and it's like missed the series. Really good job up until they got to this episode. They got 24, and wow, it's like okay. Now I initially thought this was a canon episode, but no, it's partially canon, mostly filler. Yeah, it's mostly anime original of this episode. And my personal guess is the reason why the show did this, because they probably ran out of source material. They probably copied the manga too quickly. So instead of, well, they could have basically they couldn't exactly like put the series in hiatus just to basically have this little plot point resolved. Not really, no. If I were the anime, I would have basically, like, if they got this particular arc, like, I would have put the series in the hiatus until the actual arc in the manga was finished, and then adapt this arc. But no, we had to basically do this. Do an anime original where you have Claire and Priscilla fight on top of a volcano. Looks pretty cool. Looking forward to watching it. Probably do a review of it tomorrow. But I just felt so disappointed with basically how 24 ended. Like, okay, we get so cool, we get so accurate in the manga, and then we just deviate. Yeah, not the first series I've seen basically where we have to basically for the final episode just deviate from the manga for absolutely no reason. The last series I saw that did this was Toriko, where for the last like few episode series they had to deviate from the manga just for absolute no reason at all. Now you're probably thinking, wait, didn't Trigon do this? Yeah, Trigon was another series Madhouse did. It was one of their early shows, so there's different style animation compared to today. But yeah, that's it for this. But yeah, it's a good arc up until we get to 24. Though I think 25 and 26 is part of the same arc, but it's mostly filler. And I'll discuss the 2 episodes tomorrow because I don't have more time to basically watch these episodes. Basically, I'll finish up Claymore tomorrow, and I'm gonna start GT tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this particular review. Of course, tomorrow I will do a review of the final 2 episodes, and we'll start GT. But yeah, with the final 2 episodes done, we'll be done with Claymore. Yep. I will reveal in the next video what series I'm going to do next to replace this one. Okay? See you next video. Bye.